Isaiah, you came to build a pond day.
Right.
Drove from Cincinnati. You were saving the city as a police officer last night. Talk to me a little bit about what's happened since you came for the Build a Pond Day and kind of where you're at today, and then what you're looking to kind of talk through and accomplish in today's meeting.
Since then, I've gone on a journey of starting my own pondless waterfall at the house here, because that's one of the main things is getting your hands dirty in your own yard. You know, the best marketing for yourself is just being able to have a project that you're proud of on your own property. I really took that to heart because I wanted people to be able to engage with the feature at the house, be able to have something to look at when they come up to the front door, because it's right in front. You cannot miss it. You have to stop and look. And I mean, in the past month or so that it's been finished, that's really the main talking piece that people have when they come over, and the kids love it. So that's the main thing. When all the little cousins and the nephews and nieces, they come over and they just want to sit outside, which is great. And then the adults, are out there too. And they're like, oh, well, this is nice. They start to ask questions about, I don't think I could do this in my yard. What do you think I could do with the space that I have? And I'm like, this could be in your yard too. This could be on a smaller or bigger scale, just depending on what you want it to be. That's given me a lot of hope for just future stuff. There are people in the family and friends that come over and they're really amazed by just what you can do in whatever space you have, whatever space you're given, because they think they have to have this huge amount of space to be able to fit these features in. That's just not true. You can fit a water feature in a flower bed that's not humongous. You don't have to fit it on a huge hillside. You can do these things in residential areas where it might be close to neighbors and stuff. You don't have to have a homestead to do these things. That's been the main thing. And then my wife and I, we launched an Instagram page to start to market some of these water feature concepts and ideas, just to kind of get people exposed to what it means to have a water feature and some different tips and kind of doing some things on your own. It's created a lot of interest really fast. And that's what I'm most excited about, is just the joy of being able to bring that to other people. That's just been really great thing. People shoot questions over all the time. And every week I go to work, they ask me for my off days when I come back, what kind of pond did you build today? Or, what'd you do over the weekend? You built a pond? Go check out the latest update. And it's really fun. And that's the plan, to keep that going and get in a good space to be able to be more confident with those things, and just being able to get into other people's yard and be able to play around with some ideas and designing some things that'll work specifically for them, specifically for their space. Excited about that. Really, the main thing is just get into that next step of figuring out how to best set that up for success.
That's cool. I'm a believer in whatever you do, you should not just be a salesman of, but you should be a believer in. And part of where the passion comes from is when you have personal experience behind the products. So there's not a product in our store that we don't have a personal experience with, in the sense of we use it, we own it, we live the lifestyle with it. It's changed our lives. It's changed our landscape. It's brought joy to us. It's brought moments and memories that we never shared and never had. And that's why when I can see the passion getting stirred up in you, that excitement rather of, oh my goodness gracious, this little water feature has so impacted our family, and the way we even do life around our house now has changed because of the power of landscape, because of the power of how plants, rocks, and water all work together to create this beautiful place of rest and relaxation that you're just pulled to like a magnet, right? You're just drawn to it. You want to go spend time by it. You want to see the frogs engaging, and you want to see the plants interacting in different ways throughout the season. You want to hear the sounds of that water. And like you said, it's hard to miss when it's right at the front door of the house. So before you can really market anything, before you can really sell anything, you have to live that life. You have to live with those products. You have to believe in those products. You have to understand how those products works and function, because like you said, people are going to start looking at you now for questions and for answers ultimately. And now that they see that you're engaging in water features, you're going to be the source of information and education for them. So it's really cool to see someone who's a police officer who says, man, I'd love to build ponds. It's very practical, you know, because it's kind of a whole different picture of what a professional lifestyle could bring and could be. So with that, right, you're getting passionate, you're getting some of the firsthand, hands dirty, living with it. You're starting an Instagram page, so you're getting some branding and some marketing. For you, are you thinking next step now is, you know, starting a company and starting to build a business and starting to pursue the next obstacles in that regard?
That's really the biggest thing that I've been trying to navigate, is how to go about those steps and being able to start that business and be able to kind of answer some of those beginner questions of how do I go about that? How do I make it happen officially to where it's a real thing, and where I can market that to other people that, hey, we are a business, and that's something we can kind of say, you know.
Would I be okay to assume that you're like, hey, Josh, this is exciting. This is something new. This is something different. But practically, I don't know which direction, where to go, what to do. Like, is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so let's keep it simple in a certain regard, and then we can kind of go deeper as we go. Okay, so keep it simple, stupid, right? Keep it simple, Simon. I like stupid. Some people get super offended about that. I just like keep it simple, and I'm the stupid one usually. So keeping it simple for me is sometimes the best practical approach whenever you're looking at doing business or even starting business, even as you develop systems and processes. So there's little key principles that you're going to want to pick up on that are going to be applicable throughout your entire potential business career. So keep it simple, stupid, or keep it simple, Simon, is going to be one of those things that sometimes we get so caught up in our own mind that it paralyzes us from being able to make a decision, right? Let's look at the practical side of it, because that's the easiest side of it. And that's saying, okay, you want to start a business in Ohio, you go to the state of Ohio website and you file to form an LLC. It's pretty simple. It takes I think it's, I don't know, $125 or something. And you can do all of that digitally online. Start an LLC, start a business. And I mean, man, it's been 2007 was when I did mine. So we're talking like 17 years ago. I can imagine it's pretty simple on their website. But when you're filing to start a business, here's the practical side. One, they're going to want some money. And then two, they're going to want to know, what the heck are you doing and what are you calling this thing? That's one piece of the pie. Get an LLC started in the state of Ohio. For me, it took like a couple weeks, and I got my certificate from the state of Ohio saying, hey, welcome to the great world of business. Welcome to entrepreneurship, right? And I was 18 years old. I didn't know nothing. The next thing that you practically have to do, you're offering a service in the state of Ohio. So you're going and you're building water features. You're delivering a service, and you're ultimately delivering a product. So in the state of Ohio, there's something called a service vendor's license. You're going to have to file and form an LLC. Then you're going to have to take that information, the EIN number, the identification number for the business name, and you're going to have to apply for a service vendor's license. Basically saying, in the state of Ohio, I'm going to do business. I'm going to provide services and products. Those are taxable services and products. Those are really the main main two things that you need to do to get your business set up. Right now, the practical side of that is accounting, bookkeeping, and taxes. And if you can do accounting, you can do your own bookkeeping, but you have to have a professional tax representative take care of your tax filing. There will be city taxes that you have to pay, as well as state taxes that you have to pay. So you have to look up, in my city, there is a city tax that I pay, and then there's also a state tax, right? So those are the things that keep it simple, stupid for me. I'm the builder. I'm the creator. I'm the businessman. I'm not the tax man. I'm not the accountant. I'm not the bookkeeper, nor do I need to be. And professionally, at a beginner level, you're talking in the hundreds of dollars to help you with your new LLC who's not really doing a lot of business, help file your taxes on a yearly basis, and make sure that you have a good record keeping. So form an LLC online, figure out your name, file for your vendor's license. So legally, you can do business in the state of Ohio and you can collect tax. And then you're going to set up on Ohio Business Gateway. That's going to be your hub, OBG. I'm sure when you start your business through the ohio.gov, you're going to be directed through to the Ohio Business Gateway with login information that you'll then have to be accountable for, tracking and keeping good records through the Ohio Business Gateway for your paying your sales tax and any other taxes. So, filing and forming an LLC, getting a vendor's license, getting yourself set up on the Ohio Business Gateway. Those are the simplest, easiest piece to the pie. But they're also like the practical side, like I don't really know what to do, how to do it. Like that will help you get set up to the point that you can take that EIN number that once you get your LLC information back, they will give you. You can take that to the bank and you can start a actual bank account because you have a business identification number through the state of Ohio for your business. So once you get all of that paperwork situated, then you can go to the bank, get yourself a bank account set up, get yourself some checks, get yourself a debit card, and then legally you can start receiving checks to the business name. Any questions on that piece of the pie?
No. That was, like you said, simple.
It's simple, right? And don't be overwhelmed by that. I was 18 years old and blind, and that was when I was on dial-up internet. And if somebody called, it kicked me off, and I had to restart. And that was with like snail mail, so I had to wait weeks and weeks and weeks. I'm sure they've automated that to a certain extent, so I'm sure it's a lot easier to walk through those steps. Now, here's the reality. That's the practical side. Oh, super easy. The reality is 80-90% of businesses fail. The practical side is very easy, but the reality of all of the rest of the stuff behind that is what's most difficult, right?